So I'm going to read to you a small section out of Book 3, Intent, Return of Evil. This is where Raylee finds a dead body at an amusement park. Her breath caught as her gaze fell on the Ferris wheel sitting a few yards away. Some of the swings gently swayed from the gusting wind, seemingly waiting in anticipation for the next riders. It looked like someone had left a large stuffed animal in one of the swings, one of those prizes you got for popping all the balloons on a tack board. She moved toward the ride. Crystal hung on to her, her hands trembling, yet less than 10 feet from the wheel. The swing nearest the ground creaked as it moved. Raylee blinked as she refocused. The giant shape inside grew sharper in appearance. Crystal inhaled and muffled a scream. Not a stuffed animal, a person, sitting motionless even as the swing continued to screech. Rayleigh's entire body prickled with apprehension. She halted and threw an arm out in front of Crystal to stop her. "Is it him?" Crystal whispered in a shaky voice, pressing close behind her. The figure waited immobile on the swing. Was he anticipating them coming closer so he could pounce on them? Raylee crossed her arms over her stomach, an automatic response of protecting herself. Fear gripped her more than before. What if he attacked them? It would only take a second or two to reach them. Would James get to them in time? "What do we do?" Crystal said. The cold light revealed David's ashen face, his mouth slightly agape as if terror rose in Raylee, familiar and horrifying as she noticed the rope knotted around his neck. They cautiously moved closer to the swings. His body was slumped to the right of the seat, rope marks wrapped around his neck. He'd strangled David. She choked back a cry. David's fingers curled around the steel bar as though fighting for his life. His mouth hung open, his lifeless eyes staring into the distance, and in them, a glimmer of hope in his last moment of torture. Raylee probed her fingers discreetly across the grip of the gun and forced herself to the swing. On a small piece of cardboard, the sicko had drilled 2 holes at the corners through which he threaded the length of rope. On the front of the cardboard, another message. "You were late. Number 4, David was afraid of heights too."